Sometimes pro cycling just isn't fair. This is the biggest race of the year on one of the most prestigious courses in the UK, with huge pressure on the top riders to perform. It's the 2021 Men's National Road Championships. 13 laps of a Kermesse-style circuit around the 12.9 kilometre Lincoln Grand Prix route, almost 168 kilometres long. Mostly flat, but the finale heads up the infamous Michael Gate climb. It's 350 metres long at 11%, peaking at close to 20%, battling against some of Lincoln's finest cobblestones. The big hitters were all there. Mark Cavendish has been second on this course before, Ben Swift, who's looking for his second national title in a row, Fred Wright was in good form, and Harry Tanfield was on a mission to secure a pro contract for the next season. The crowds were loving the racing, maybe a little bit too much as they hit the climb of Michael Gate for the first time. Dan Bigham of Ribble Weldtite put in some crazy moves at the start to force the early pace. The big names saw the rewards of being up the road, and they hopped across before the halfway mark to form a much more substantial move. With around 30 kilometres to go, a group of 4 riders had a minute's lead on the remains of the break. You've got Dan McClay, Fred Wright, Harry Tanfield and Ben Swift in the front group, and behind there are some strong riders chasing. Ethan Hayter, Lewis Askey, Connor Swift, Alex Richardson of Alpecin Phoenix and Sam Watson. 2 laps to go, the penultimate time at Michael Gate, and Fred Wright has the legs. He's putting in this big move on the cobbles. Dan McClay's dropped and only Swift and Tanfield can follow. Meanwhile, Ethan Hayter makes his move like he's barely even breathing. Like, if you're wondering who's going to be the next big thing, I think you're looking at him. We pick up the racing about 1.5k to the finish and 1 kilometre before we begin the final climb of Michael Gate. Tanfield, Wright and Swift are up the road with a 20-second gap. That's Tanfield doing the lion's share of the pulling, and they're being chased by Ethan Hayter and Lewis Askey. It's worth pointing out that Ethan Hayter wouldn't normally chase his teammate Ben Swift. Like, he can sit on if he wants. But he goes straight through, and you can tell Ethan Hayter is pulling hard because it's the national championships and it's every man for himself. Tanfield has this cheeky look around, and I think he knows that the 2 chasers are bearing down on them. Like, if they keep messing around, Hayter and Askey are going to come charging into view. We've reached the bottom of the descent, and the breakaway is on the early slopes of Michael Gate. Fred Wright is on the front, and he's thinking about the finish now. So he starts to ease off, he looks around, and this is it. Tanfield goes. I'll freeze it here so you can see what's happening. Don't think of this as a race-winning move. This is Tanfield's Hail Mary to secure a medal. If Hayter catches them, he can't guarantee he'll land on the podium. He's been working hard all race, and Ethan Hayter is one of the fastest riders in the world right now. You just have to look at the speed difference as Hayter comes into the bottom of the climb here. Remember, there's less pressure for him, having won a national title already, so can afford to push on and take the risk. Onto the cobbles of Michael Gate, and they are hard. It's 20% at the bottom. The easier ride is on the flagstone in the gutter, but you risk clipping fans or the curb. Tanfield's picked up the right-hand gutter, but there's this wide open space on his left. Swift and Wright see that, and they pile the pressure on straight away. Hayter's launched like a rocket as well, and he's ridden Askey straight off of his wheel. Like, it's all over for Tanfield, but we can see Ben Swift and Fred Wright are neck and neck. As, look who shows up, you can see Ethan Hayter through the melee. Both of these riders are 100% committed now, and that's because there are 4 corners in the final 200 metres, and each of them wants to be first into this cobbled left-hander. So this is it. This is the race-winning moment. We can see Ben Swift has the inside line, and he has his bars in front of Wright's. That means he can control Wright's exit, and you know what's going to happen next. He squeezes Wright against the barrier, and that loss of momentum is just too much on a climb like this. Ben Swift has the lead, and, cool as a cucumber, keeps it all under control. Wright is on the absolute limit here, and there's not much he can do about it. Like, there's no place to recover. Ben Swift has a little bit left in the tank, and he just powers to a well-deserved second national title. Off camera, it's heartbreak for Tanfield. I really feel for him here. Like, he's overtaken by Ethan Hayter, who's in incredible form, but it's right on the line. Both of them deserve to take away something from this race, and unfortunately, it was Tanfield who lost out. Folks, thank you so much for watching this video. That was the finale of the 2021 Men's National Road Championships, but there was plenty more going on. So what did I miss? What do you think of Harry's ride? Did he deserve the bronze medal more than Ethan Hayter? In fact, could Hayter have beaten Ben Swift if he'd started the final climb in the front group? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and subscribe to help us support the British racing scene.